First pitch, it's Monday. I'm the Prez, Tony Finn with us, one of the best baseball guys around on a monster run. Had a huge start to the season, is still having a huge start to the season. Brother, how was your weekend? How are you? And tell us what's going on in the world of Tony Finn.
There's not a whole lot of change in my life. I try not to leave the house unless I have to. I try to get up early. I try to do the best I can do in our small world. Right now, this is, I don't have to tell anyone here, we kind of approach our soft part of our season when the NHL and NBA are come to a close, at least the postseason. So Major League Baseball, I spend an awful lot of time on baseball. It is our primary focus for a couple months before football starts. Good. Thank you.
And tell us how you've started the season.
24-11. Another little run. I went on a run earlier, like a 9-1, but back on a run again, 7-0 right now.
Wow, 7-0 in his last 7 plays, 24-11 to start the season.
Yeah.
The best handicapper we got in baseball right at this minute. But we got to get into it, dude. I got 26 minutes until I have a meeting with a lawyer today, so yay me.
Really?
Let's get straight to it. Arizona on the road playing Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh 6-3 at home, 12-7 to start the year. Looking really good right now. The Bucks are minus 135. The over and under is 7.5 tonight. Look, I'm playing a lot of unders in Arizona right now. They are cashing. They've cashed 5 in a row on the unders, and Pittsburgh's cashed 3 in a row, losing their last game 3-2 to San Fran. I don't like betting under 7.5. I tend to stay away from those type of numbers. Godley versus Musgrave. Musgrave on fire, dude. Come on. 22 innings pitched with a .76 whip and a .81 ERA. The guy's unhittable at this particular moment. That leans me towards Pittsburgh.
Listen, that
leans me towards Pittsburgh.
Here's the problem. I wouldn't argue that in any way, shape, or form. The problem with right now with Pittsburgh is that they're missing a couple key pieces in Starling Marte and Gregory Blanco. They're one of the they're an offense that very few pitchers are fearful of right now. So I would go with your first thought on this was the under. Godley hasn't been great. He had a great 2017, a rough 2018. As long as he's commanding his pitches, I see this game as being nothing short, despite his 1-1 record and 6+ ERA, of nothing short of a pitching duel and a low-scoring event.
He's Tony Finn. I'm the Prez. Lots of games on tap today. Tony likes the under. I like Pittsburgh. Baltimore against the White Sox, 2 crappy teams. Both teams are over teams. Baltimore is 15-8 to the over on the season. The White Sox are 12-8 to the over as well. I don't think Baltimore will end up, 15-8 type of a percentage, but I think both of these teams will play to the over all year long. Tonight we have a 9.5 on the board. The home team, the O's, are plus 105, 110. Chicago on the road up to minus 130. The White Sox have lost 3 of their last 4, Tony. They have gone over 2 of their last 3. Baltimore has gone over 4 of their last 5, but they have lost 3 in a row, including 5 of their last 6 games. I don't want to to me, and I talk about this all the time, when you're playing baseball, you take what you can get. 9.5 is what I get, so I'll take the over.
I wouldn't argue. In fact, the left-hander for the White Sox is making his first start since 2015.
Manuelas.
He hasn't responded very well to the TGS procedure he had back then, and the reason he's had it, let's put it this way. This is Hess against Manny B, and I wouldn't argue with you one bit. If either one of these 2 offenses are alert and swinging the bat well, this thing exceeds 10 easily.
Brother, talk about teams playing to the over. The New York Mets 15-4 to the over. They're hosting Philadelphia tonight. You bet the Mets so far this year, you're down a small amount of money. You bet Philadelphia so far this year, you're up 1 unit. 67% of the general public, or the money coming in from the general public, is on Philly tonight. The New York Mets are minus 110 to minus 115. The Phillies lost 3 of their last 4 games. The Mets have lost 4 of their last 5. I don't know. I'm passing. I'm not touching this game, bro.
Welcome to the NL East. That's the way it's going to be all season long between everyone, save the Reds, I would say. Phillies, Mets, Washington, Atlanta are going to beat up on each other all year. So you have to really pick your spots, and passing's probably a good thing. I've voiced and written about concerns about Arrieta, who pitched 8 innings versus the Mets last Wednesday and hold them 2 runs. But he's not, listen, his command isn't sharp. He's not missing enough bats. And if Philly's swinging the bat well, then he's going to have, and Matt, he's going to be struggling. And Matt, I don't have his numbers. I quit watching it, but I think
he's a disaster. 11 innings pitched, 6.5 ERA. I think this guy might not get out of the first inning.
Well, I think, I don't have the numbers in front of me, so you have to take it with a grain of salt, but I think he gave up 8 runs without recording an out against Philly last night.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's that bad. But I'm going to lay off this game, dude. I feel like both these teams are in a little bit of a slump, and I don't know which. Let's put it to you this way. If the Mets win, it's going over.
And the Mets have improved their offense. You know, they did a lot in the offseason to improve themselves. I really like them if they can get Syndergaard pitching a little better. I like them to compete with Philly to win, and Atlanta to win this division.
Yeah.
Without question. Yeah.
Detroit on the road tonight, 10-10 to start the season, up a small amount of units, 2.5 if you bet them all year. Boston 9-13. When are they going to go on a run? It'll happen. Right now they're minus 12 units betting wise on the season. Probably the worst team to bet so far this year. One of these teams, Detroit, playing to the under. Boston is playing to the over. We got Boston at minus 200 to 220. Detroit at plus 180. 7.5s and 8s on the board. And, Detroit just won a series against the White Sox, albeit that's really bad. They lost a ton of games before that. Boston just swept Tampa Bay, so we're finally seeing them put together some wins. Put up 16 runs in the last 3 games. I sit here and I look at this number, and I understand Chris Sale is on the mound, but I think this game is going to go over the total. I think 8 is a small number. We already spoke about the fact that Boston is playing to the over. Something is wrong with Sale this year, and I like over the total of 8 in this game.
When this game opened yesterday at 8.5, I considered very strongly playing the under in this game only because of 2 reasons. One, because Boyd he will be appreciated very soon, but he is in his breakout season. He has a slider that is so unhittable when it's right that it is stupid. And he's got an exit velocity of about an average of 70 miles an hour on his batted slider. Secondly, Sale has had some velocity issues and some command issues early on. This Detroit team, however, is slashing 200, 282, and 286 against left-handed pitching, and they have 1 home run against left-handers all season. So, everything points to the under, but let's throw it aside. You know why? Because I think it's going to get rained out. 100% chance of rain in Boston this afternoon. No game left tonight.
Well, then it's definitely going under.
Okay.
Kansas City playing Tampa Bay tonight. Kansas City 2-8 away from home. Tampa Bay 7-2. Tampa Bay just got swept. They're minus 180, 182 tonight. The over and under is 8. My gut feel here, Tony, and I hate to take run lines with home teams, but I think we're going to see Tampa Bay turn it around after that loss again, after the sweep against Boston. They've got the right team to play in Kansas City, and I think Tampa Bay wins this game, and I think it likely goes under, even though it's 7.5 to 8. I honestly will be surprised if Kansas City puts up more than 1 or 2 runs.
I think the under is the play here, and again, you know how I feel about playing home teams on the run line. You have to win by 2 runs, and you lose 3 at bats. And that's the bottom line. If you're ahead going into the ninth inning, you lose those bottom 3 at bats. So that said, this is a pitcher's duel. Chirinos is a little bit overrated, I think, at -25. Keller is the most consistent KC arm in that he will pitch to contact. He knows how to pitch outside. He knows how to hit the black, and he does a great job game planning for game. So I'll go with your second instinct on this and agree with you. It's an underplay.
The Milwaukee Brewers, my brother, 13-10 on the season, 9-13 to the under. Playing St. Louis, 12-9 on the season, 13-6 to the over. The home team is -159, brother. 8.5 is the total. And St. Louis should be favored here. I just am flat out passing on this game. Hauser's got no numbers at all. We don't know how he's going to do. Flaherty has pitched well this season. No reason for me to bet on this one. Go, Tony?
Are you just doing it on the road? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
You're kind of freezing up a little bit in our video. Are we good now?
Yep.
Are we good again?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, good. Yeah, Hauser's first Major League start tonight. He's 1-0 with about a 1.1, I think, ERA at AAA, which is not the same as AA. Don't get to see it. Don't get fooled when players are at AAA. It's not. AA is where you want pitchers coming out of. AAA is where veterans who are just rehabbing coming out of. Flaherty, he has been a disaster. He's not going to match. I say you play against him in most situations. This isn't one of those situations because we just don't know enough about Hauser, and I'm with you on this. Hauser underwent Tommy John surgery in 2016 and has yet to show progress. Let's pass.
Pass for Tony. Pass for me. The Twinkies, Minnesota, 12-7 on the season, playing Houston, 13-8. Minnesota is playing to the over. Houston's playing to the under. Houston's perfect at home, though. 6-0 on the season. They're -170 tonight. That's too high a number, Tony. 9.5 is the total. Jesus, man. Minnesota, 16 runs against Baltimore 2 games ago. 26 runs in their last 3 games. They are just, laying the smackdown right now. Houston's lost their last 2 games in a row, dude. Minnesota's seeing the ball. I understand they're playing Peacock. These numbers are good. 16 innings pitched, 0.8 whip, 3.94 ERA. Too big a number. I think Minnesota is super live.
If Minnesota's going to win games this year, they're not going to do it with their pitching staff. Odorizzi is not pitching well. They're going to do it by scoring runs. Peacock is pedestrian. This is a guy they converted from. This is a guy that's starting because they didn't sign Keuchel. Because Houston, for some reason, doesn't want to pay Keuchel, which I think will be okay during the regular season because they're going to dominate the AL West. Seattle's contending right now, actually in first place, but they'll come back. That will regression to the mean for Seattle will happen. Houston will win this division. Peacock will be pedestrian, and Minnesota's absolutely a live dog tonight.
He's Tony Finn. I'm the Prez. You're watching First Pitch. You can find it every day at WagerTalk.com, at SportsMemo.com, and at our YouTube channel, WagerTalk TV. Tony, Washington tonight on the road playing Colorado, 10-10 Washington, 9-13 Colorado. Both teams are literally -4.5 units if you've bet them on the season. Colorado is finally putting some wins together. They're a favorite tonight at -120. The over and under is a typical 11. Washington just beat Miami but lost the series, which is shocking. Colorado, Tony, 6 of their last 7 games have been wins. All of them, including the loss, big runs put up. They're clearly, like you were talking about with Minnesota, not going to win with their pitching. Tyler Anderson, Jesus, man, 9 innings pitched and 11 ERA. Playing Hellickson, 2.63 ERA. I don't quite get this line. Although Washington's not a real dog, they are live as hell in this spot.
Yeah, if you Hellickson is who he is. Listen, it's a coin flip. It's a crapshoot when you play him because he's not. His ground ball to fly ball ratio isn't what it's been. He doesn't miss, but his swinging strike rate is about 6%. He doesn't miss bats. So if he's not getting a sinker working, fly balls in Colorado will leave. That's the reason for this number. Anderson, 2 starts this season, 2.33 WHIP has been. He can't command his stuff, and until that happens, until the weather warms up, Tyler Anderson's to play again. So in this game, again, it's a coin flip. You play the dog and you play the over probably if you're a degenerate and have to play a game.
Tony, Texas on the road, 12-8 start to the season, 10-4 at home, 2-4 though on the road. They're playing slightly to the over against an 11-13 Oakland team. Texas has been money so far this season. A hair under 10 units if you've been betting their money line. Oakland -4 units if you've been betting theirs. Oakland is -142. The over and under is 8.5, brother. We got Minor pitching really, really well, dude. A left-handed pitcher, 27 innings under his belt, .94 whip, 2.6 ERA against Bassett, who, well, he's pitching so well, dude, that he literally has zeros across the board.
Yes.
Humor me here, Tony. Why the hell would I not be betting the dog in this spot?
I'll advise anyone listening right now that Minor is a absolutely live dog at $1.50. You know, this open at -110. Bassett's been overhyped, and there's an overreaction to Toronto going in there and sweeping Oakland this weekend. You know, really pitching well, and all or nothing Oakland offense. This is a team that is station to station. They don't steal bases unless they get extra base hits. And Minor's been good. Listen, Minor made a. They're not babying him anymore. He's on his own out there. They're not restricting his pitch count, et cetera, et cetera. Bassett's a little bit overrated. He's another guy that's coming off TGS surgeries, throwing in the mid-90s to upper 90s. But don't mistake the fact that, like Harvey, I don't know if we discussed it yet, but he's not fooling anyone. Didn't fool anyone at AA and AAA, and now he's coming in at -150. I'm with you. I'm on Texas as a dog.
Brother, the last game on the board, Yanks versus the Angels. Yankees, you bet them and the Red Sox this year. You're almost broke. 11-10 to start the year, but -8.5 units money-wise. Los Angeles 9-13 on the year. Los Angeles is playing to the under right now without an incredible pitching staff. Los Angeles is -111. The over and under is 8.5 tonight. You've got Happ, who's just had a horrific start to the season against Harvey, who is even worse. Explain this to me, Mr. Finn. You got a Yankee batting lineup that can pretty much hit Sandy Koufax after 2 or 3 games. You got a Los Angeles lineup that put 8 runs up against Seattle, 5 the game before that, 3 the game before that, 10 the game before that. You've got 2 pitchers who couldn't pick their nose if they were like from a tribe in Africa that like put things up their nose to make it larger. And yet you have an 8.5 on the board. How the hell is that number so low? And how can this game stay under?
13 injuries. If I read you the Yankees' current batting order, it's unrecognizable.
They're still hitters.
True. Without question. Secondly, Happ needs warm weather. If you remember, and you know Happy left Toronto at midseason last year, late July, went to New York, and even in that park, did really well because he started. Here's the deal.
Me and you can hit Matt Harvey.
The
WagerTalk handicapping lineup could put up 4.
If I'm going to play this game, listen, LA is hitting less than 200 against left-handed pitching. They just got skunked by Seattle. You gave the numbers. Why? Seattle threw all left-handers at them, and they cannot hit left-handed pitching. So, am I saying you can play the under this game? No, I'm saying the play here.
They didn't get skunked against Seattle. They put up 8-5-3, 8-5-3-10. Sure, they lost 3 of 4, but they put 21 runs on the board in 4 games
against the Angels.
Again, the Angels did that against Seattle.
What was the score? Here's the deal. The Angels are hitting less than 200 against left-handed pitching of any kind. Not good left-handed pitching, of any kind. If you're going to play this game tonight, I'm not saying you're going to play the under. I'm saying this is the best value you're going to get on the Yankees at any point. At minus 110 or minus 115, you don't get value like that on the Yankees. In fact, the Yankees should probably be dogs with the way Haps pitched and their 13 injuries. Take the minus 110 on the Yankees and cash your ticket.
Take the minus 110 on the Yankees and put an if bet with it to the over and make 4-1 on your money. I'm the Prez. He's Tony Finn. First pitch is in the bag. Brother, you rocked it out like always. Remember, everyone, dude's on a 7-0 baseball run, 24-11 to start the season. Tony, we'll have you on for first pitch again, maybe Wednesday. We'll have a nice promo out for you.
Okay,
you're the best, brother. Take care, and we'll see you on Wednesday.
Good luck tonight. See you guys.